We've all gotten so used to turning on a faucet and the water immediately appears, but do you ever think about where that water comes from? Well, we always have all the water we need for all the things we use it for. Watersheds will always ensure that we have that water as long as we steward them and take care of them. Watersheds begin with a drop of water. That drop of water falls from the clouds down to the ground, onto a hard surface, the rock or the soil, and it begins to travel. That travel begins in little streams, going to bigger streams, going to larger rivers, maybe going through a pond or a lake, but ultimately traveling down and down and down. Wherever you are, watersheds are the thing that drive life as we know and love. If I see a lot of life and I have a diversity of trees and I know that my creeks and streams have willows and alders and cottonwoods near them and they have an abundance of grasses, then I know that I have a healthy watershed. If I see those areas that we don't see a lot of trees, then I know that my water is heating up. My fish, my macroinvertebrates, the wildlife that live in the water probably aren't as healthy. When I look upstream, if I see trees that are dying, I know that we're setting ourselves up for what could be a watershed disaster and ultimately less water that comes out the bottom of the system. We have the potential to love our watersheds to death. Too much population, too much change in and around watersheds can be very detrimental to them. Roads can put a ton of silt, rocks, debris in the creeks and streams. Very inadvertent things that we as humans do can affect our watershed health. And I think monitoring those threats is becoming increasingly important, especially as we see population changes. Taking care of our watershed means that we actively have to manage how they work naturally, and we also have to manage our expectations for their use going forward. Kids today will address environmental issues that kids of previous generations have never had to think about. They have the ability to change and preserve any place that we share. That change is where we're going to see the watersheds of the future that come back to those acres and acres of green trees. And I think we're at a new point in our knowledge of these systems, and that I think the average person right now understands they have the ability to change and preserve any place that we share.